I feel more graceful in a small space. You know, I have to be more aware and more conscientious, and then you make decisions. You're sort of forced to make decisions that calm your daily life. So like I have to keep this tidy because there's no room for mess, right? The trailer is 8 feet 3 inches wide by 16 feet, but I think the interior is about 7'9", and probably about 15.5 feet long.
And do you know the square footage?
I kind of figured it about 114 roughly. Yeah, everything besides the studs, the shingles, and the roof are reused. The interior wall is not reused, but it's sustainably harvested. So this particular wood would have been essentially composted or burned. But they turned it into I think it's a travesty because it's so gorgeous. It's tar beetle pine wood from Minnesota, I believe. No, Montana. I think maybe Montana. And so the beetles invade the wood, and the wood actually emits this toxin to rid the beetles, which changes the color of the wood. So it's not particularly attractive, I think, because it's irregular. But that's why I think it's so beautiful, right? You have these like streaks of maroon through there, and blues and purples, and you don't even need artwork because the walls are they do it for you. The large half moon window was I found one on Craigslist, come home with it, and it was there was some moisture locked into it, which is really a pretty hard thing to fix. And so I went to the rebuilding center later that day and literally walked through the door, and the window was sitting right in front of me for $30. And it fit, it was the correct dimensions and everything, and in perfect shape. As far as what I think I'm most proud of is the floor. So the floor is made out of old bleachers from this gym in Wyoming, and they're sold by this really beautiful reuse place in St. John's, Portland, that takes old shipping containers and makes wood floors out of them. And they had somehow come across, I think, a stack of these bleachers, and they were really expensive. But there were 8 broken ones that they sold for about 1/8 of the cost. And there was it was about 4 square feet more than we needed. The sort of person I couldn't have done it without is a guy named Jason Wrights, a friend of mine. And he was sort of there from the very inception to almost the very end of the project. He used to work at Southwestern University as an outdoor rec, the sort of outdoor rec advisor for the university, and has since then sort of traveled around working on various projects. He's in New Orleans working on a building project right now, and he's sort of a floating angel for people's projects.